Dollar Tree is all stocked up and ready for Christmas, and every year they bring these tiny trees that are $1.25 each, and they're great for decorating, but I think they're best for crafting. We're going to start with this Santa gnome. Now, it is kind of cute the way it is, but we're going to make it so much better that it could even be used as a front door wreath. We remove the nose, the tag, and we're also going to be removing the beard. We're going to take my wire cutters and we're just going to cut off that bottom plastic portion. We just want to keep the cone hat. That's it. Now we're going to take a white tree. They do come in green as well as white. We're not going to need the base nor that little part. And then we're just going to open it up very little. We're not going to fluff it up too much. We want to keep it in the similar shape it came in. And then we're going to cut off that larger one from the bottom. Then we're going to attach it to the back of the hat and we're going to flip it and we're going to secure it with zip ties. These zip ties are from Dollar Tree and they carry them in the automotive aisle. At least that's where I find them. And we're going to use 2 white ones. It does not matter if you see them in the front because we're going to cover that up anyways. And then once attached, I'm going to use my wire cutters and cut off the excess zip tie. All right, we're going to flip it over. We're going to fluff it just a little bit more. But don't worry, we're going to end up just adding so many details to this craft. All right, so we're going to take this red felt fabric, also from Dollar Tree, and we are going to cover the top. We're going to start in the front and work our way to the top as well as the back and just hot glue it all the way in the back, keeping it as clean as possible, of course. We want to keep the excess on the top because I do want it to look a little bit more like a Santa hat. So we're just going to fold it, scrunch it, and just bring it towards the bottom. And then we're going to tie it with this rope and we're going to hot glue it to the side, just like that. We're going to take this foam. It's actually a snowball, but I think it looks like a little pom-pom. So we're going to use it. And then we're going to use a larger ornament so that it looks like a nice big gnome nose. This ribbon has a fluffy kind of furry kind of look. I got it at Walmart last year, but you can definitely use a Dollar Tree towels if you have that. We're going to hot glue it over the nose at the bottom just to give the Santa hat that fluffy, nice look at the bottom, and then securing it in the back with a little bit more hot glue. We're going to add these fairy lights. Of course, this is optional. You can also use Dollar Tree's fairy lights. They're battery operated. I got these on Amazon, but you get so much more bang when you get them on Amazon. But if you want to use Dollar Trees, of course you can. I'm just going to start wrapping it around all the bristles, and they are wired so they nicely hold onto the bristles. And then we're going to make sure that the battery pack ends up in the back, and we're just going to hot glue it in place just like that. All right, flipping it back to the front, we're going to add this greenery pick from Amazon, but you can use the ones from Dollar Tree. And these poinsettias from Dollar Tree, we're just going to add one right there next to it. And then to add a little more pop of color, we're going to add the leafy greens right there. And that's it. I think it's adorable. It started so cute, but I think now you can add this to your front door. It lights up at night. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to take this leftover summer sign and we are going to sand down all the glitter from the front to make it nice and smooth. Wipe it really, really well. And then we're going to cover it up with some just craft paper. So we're going to use this adhesive spray. We're going to spray a layer of it and then we're going to cover it up. This craft paper came from a book that I got at Michael's a very long time ago. We're going to cover it up all the way to the bottom. We're going to sand down the edges using my electric sander. This just gives it a nice smooth finish as well as a distressed look on the edges. And then we're going to wipe it well and we're going to bring in one of the green trees. These are the original ones, and again, we're not going to need the base. And then for this one, we're just going to fluff it up, but we're going to bring all the bristles completely down, facing downwards. Just going to give it a different look, and I actually prefer these trees when they have this look. We're going to cut off that longer one from the top, and then we want to cut off the bottom just to kind of make it nice and straight so that it fits flush to the bottom of the tag. Those leftover bristles, we're not going to put them to waste. We are going to hot glue them in between the rest of the bristles. That way it'll add some more fluffiness. Adding a ton of glue to the back, and we're going to hot glue it to the base or to the tag towards the left side. We're going to take these foam balls from Dollar Tree. We're going to take 3 medium ones and 3 small ones. We're also going to take 2.5-inch skewer sticks. We're just going to cut them and we're going to hot glue them so that we can hot glue a medium one and a small one together. We're going to create 3 little small snowmen. I saw this on Pinterest and I realized, oh my word, I have to try this using Dollar Tree items. So we're going to first do the little snowman And then we're going to cut off some of the bottom of the back. We want the snowman to be able to sit flush on the flat surface. So cutting it with the foam cutter works really well. And then we're just going to start attaching them with hot glue, stacking them one on top of each other. We're going to add a lot of embellishments and a lot of details to the snowman, but I want to attach them first. I want this to look like the snowman are actually holding each other up as they're placing a star on the tree. We're going to give them each these little tiny scarves, and I'm just going to use fabric that I had at home, scrap ones, leftover felt fabric, and we're just going to slide it from the back, tie it in the front. Now, each little snowman is going to be facing a different direction, and this is why we glued each snowman first before we added any details. After I added the scarves, it's time to add some cute noses. Now, each skewer stick has that tiny pointy part. We're going to use that as the nose, and I'm just going to paint them using orange marker. And then we're going to cut them. And then we're just going to attach them using hot glue and start placing them exactly in the direction I want the snowman to be facing. So the first one, I want it to be facing towards, kind of like towards the front. The red one there, we're just going to add it towards the back. And then the other one is going to be facing directly towards where the star is going to be, just like that. We're going to add eyes using this marker, but you can also use paint if you have that. And we're just going to add them right there on the top. I want these to have buttons, so I am going to just poke some holes right here with my hole puncher in this black stock paper, and we're going to use the little dots as the buttons, and they worked really good. And of course, we want to add 2 on each little snowman. Now, I did go outside and grab some sticks because we needed some arms. So we are going to start with the bottom one, and the bottom one's going to look like he is holding the top snowman. So we're going to attach it to him as well as the bottom of the other snowman. And then we're going to keep attaching arms just like they're all holding each other and working really hard to get that star attached to the top of the tree. It's so adorable. Oh my word. Okay, so once the arms were attached, I'm going to take this leftover white towel from Dollar Tree and just going to cut off a piece, and I want to add it to the bottom. This is going to look like a little bed of snow where the tree and the snowman are standing on. And hot glue does do the work, and then of course cutting off the excess. All right, for the star, if you have one that lights up, I think it would be even better, but I didn't have one, so I'm just going to use vinyl from Dollar Tree in a golden glittery, and I'm going to freehand a star. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm just going to do the best I can and cut it. And I'm not going to remove the back. I'm just going to hot glue it in place. And then we're going to add some of these tumbling tower blocks to the back. We're going to add 6 totals, 2 stacks of 3, and that way we can stand this tag in any surface, and I think it's so adorable. Oh my word. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to take another one of the green trees, actually 2 of them. We're going to remove the base, and then we are going to join both of these together. First, we're going to fluff them up just a little bit, and then we're going to bring all the bristles to one side because we want to join them side to side. I have also joined them top of each other, and they look great. But for this project, we're going to just line them up right next to each other, and using black zip ties from Dollar Tree, we are going to tie them up. I used 3 of them. And then we're going to fluff it just as if it was one tree, but we're going to keep the back flat, just like you see me doing there. Now we're going to bring in this mesh ribbon from Dollar Tree. It has a beautiful green tone, and I'm going to cut 3 pieces in 8 inches long, and then some white jute string. And we're going to join all the ends together, just like you see me doing here. We're going to tie with the jute string, and we're going to create little bubbles. It looks just like little tiny little bubbles, and that way we can add these in between the bristles. So all I did again was cut off 8-inch pieces of the mesh, join them together in the points like in each corner, and then join them with jute string. I'm adding a little tiny glue in the knot so they don't come apart. And then I'm going to cut off the remaining or the excess on the top so that it flattens it out, and we can add hot glue. And this is then where we're going to attach it in between the bristles onto the base of the trees, just like that. Now I'm going to speed it up quite a bit for you because it's very repetitive. But here's important information that you may want to know. The first 3 were 8 inches long. Then I went down to 7, and then I went down to 6, and then I went down to 5 inches. And the reason why I did that is because the tree gets smaller as it goes down. so we want the bubbles to be smaller. But we did the same exact process, just cut, tie in the knot, creating a nice little bubble, adding hot glue after you cut off the excess, and hot gluing it, inserting it in between the bristles to the base of the trees. And I'm just adding these last few here. Again, these are the tiny, small ones, and it just looks appropriate for the size of the bristles and the size of the tree at the bottom. We're going to create a very large bow. These are just ribbon from Dollar Tree. We're going to use 2 complete rolls, and these are 9 feet rolls. The first one we're going to use, and we're just going to create multiple loop bow, and they're all going to be large, the same width as the top of the trees. And then we're going to secure it in the center with white jute string. Then we're going to take another roll with the same type of ribbon, and we are going to create another bow with multiple loops. This one we're going to have some medium-sized loops as well as some smaller ones. And then we're going to attach that one on top of the other one with the jute string, and then we're going to attach the whole thing onto the top of the tree. I am going to use zip ties to attach it, but of course you can use jute string if that works best for you. I used 2 zip ties and I crisscrossed them so they are nice and secure, cutting off the excess. Now it's time to fluff and adjust as needed. And I'm going to add some of these red berries from Dollar Tree. This is going to go in between the bristles just like we did with the mesh. This is going to bring everything together with that red tone from the ribbon. And I think it's absolutely gorgeous. You can add lights to this as well, but this could be a beautiful wreath you could display in your front door, over a mantle, or wherever you want. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to take these hanging shelf from Dollar Tree. They have different sizes. We're just going to use one that has one of them. We're going to remove the plastic, and we're going to keep the rope and the ring just because I use these all the time in other crafts. We're going to sand it smooth because it does come a little rough to the touch, and wipe it really well. Then we're going to use some of these wallpaper from Dollar Tree. They come in different designs, and I'm going to use this one because it has a great planked look. I'm going to trace the board just to kind of know where to cut, and that way we're not wasting wallpaper. We're going to cut it, and then we're going to cover the surface of it. We're going to make sure that it's nicely attached. And just like we did earlier, we are going to remove the excess wallpaper from the sides using my electric sander. I just love the way those ends look, and I just love how it gives it a small little amount of distress. All right, we're going to take one of these green ones, and we are going to remove all the bristles, like literally remove them. Just cut them with wire cutters, and then we're going to separate them by size because we are creating another tree, but I want to use these because I feel like $1.25 for the entire tree and getting all these little bristles is a great deal. I'm going to start attaching them. I did draw a line down the center so it keeps me nice and straight. And we're just going to start attaching them, creating the shape of an evergreen all the way down to the bottom edge. It's looking so nice. Now I want to trim the bottom so it's nice and flush to the edge. And then we're going to just add snow. And this is basically white paint. And we're just going to dab it until the entire thing looks frosted and snowy. And then we're going to put it to the side to let it dry. Once dry, we're going to add some of those fairy lights. And we're just going to add them in between the bristles. And again, because it is wired, it's pretty easy to do. And we're just going to make sure that the battery pack ends in the back. I had this leftover ribbon from another project, and I'm just going to use it and make a very simple bow by looping it like an awareness ribbon, scrunching it in the center, tying it with some jute string, cutting off the excess ribbon, and then we're going to attach it to the top. Now you can add whatever else you want to the tree, tiny ornaments, whatever you want. I'm going to add these blocks again to the back, and I'm going to keep it pretty simple. That way it can stand, it has a beautiful glow at night, and it's just beautiful. You can even use it in winter. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. I have another video here for you, my friends, with tons more of Christmas Dollar Tree DIY crafts. Check it out. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.